Vermintide, the other game that I've devoted too much time into, has come out with a new patch recently and reworked two of their careers rather majorly in the process. And because it's not the last of Meta Week, I'm going to indulge in talking about a game where it was my own character. So here goes. First off, we have the shade changes. I'm going to be reading out patch notes here, but there is one other thing that they changed that they didn't put the patch notes for shade for some reason, so we'll touch on that in a minute. Primary things, her main passive Assassin's Blade has been changed to 100% additional damage over 50. Her activated ability, Infiltrate, now has a 70-second cooldown up from 60 seconds. Murderous Prowess, one charged melee backstab, instantly slay man-sized Blur, parrying an attack and quickly dodging, grants Cerulean Stealth for a short duration, and Dagger in the Dark. Melee attacks from stealth are always critical. These are all really good, and while Blur takes a lot of time to get used to, I'm still not good at it. I think it's amazing when you get it to work, because just straight up dropping aggro on a squishy melee class is really useful. And the short duration gives you just enough time for the elite to turn around and start aggroing on someone else for you to fully backstab, which, you know, usually kills things because it's a guaranteed crit. And man-sized enemies, if you get a crit charged backstab, will just straight up die from the Murderous Prowess. It's worth noting, again, because the patch notes are bad for this game, Murderous Prowess works specifically on crit charged backstabs more than just charged melee backstabs. But that is enough of the passives. Let's get into the actual talent game. Talent 3-2 for the second row of talents at level 10. The third talent, Exquisite Huntress, has gotten an increased duration of the headshot. So now, instead of that bonus lasting for 5 seconds, it now lasts for 10. I mean, the talent's still good. At talent 4-1, we have Aerith Kane's Herald has been replaced with Chain Killer. Successive charged backstabs increase backstab damage by 25% for 5 seconds, with effective stacks up to 2 times. This is replacing the one that was just 50% bonus backstab damage. So we have to build up to it, which means we can't do the same thing to start first. But that's fine. It's still a good talent. And if you're going for specifically elite/boss damage, this is your good still. Vanish is now focus play, killing an enemy with backstab grants cooldown reduction for 6 seconds, which, well, if we're in stealth and get a charge crit backstab, they're dead, so why not? And finally, all 3 of the final talents got reworked. So first off, Cloak of Mist is gone, replaced with Shimmer Strike. Leaving Infiltrate gives Cerulean Stealth for 3 seconds. Killing an elite or special extends this effect by 1 second. This just lets you chain stab someone. It's legitimately nuts. Talent 6-2, Shadow Step, has been replaced with Hungry Wind. Leaving Infiltrate grants Cerulean 10% movement speed and 15% power with the ability to pass through enemies for 10 seconds. But Infiltrate no longer grants bonus. I mean, this is the old Cloak of Mist. If you're doing the Cloak of Mist thing where you're using Ag Bait and you're trying to get this is your tool. And finally, though this isn't noted in the patch notes for some reason, Cloak of Pain got changed as well. Because every attack out of stealth is now a guaranteed crit, the old Cloak of Pain was pointless, because the second half of the Cloak of Pain was a guaranteed crit. So now, Cloak of Pain triggers a second Infiltrate once the first one finishes. Now, I'm going to be completely blunt. That is a lot of damage. There are better people out there for all of this sort of stuff. I want to talk about this game because I love it.
It's all about when and where
New Cloak of Pain
not so hard.
is just dialed to 11, and on lower difficulties, this will one-shot monsters. You can literally kill monsters in a single hit. On higher difficulties, you can legit just half health something on Kata with this. It's insanity. All in all, the shade changes are good. I'm not a good shade. I believe the footage that is playing right now will speak for me in that regard. But I think that these changes are very good and will make shade a lot better career for the people who can get good at them.
Kill him quicker next time, would you?
I just don't think I'm one of those people. And then we have Sister, the class that everyone hates because it came out entirely overpowered.
He will. Not for his ridiculous
So
name,
they
more's the
completely
pity,
reworked
but for
her.
trying to locate
All of those
Tal's horn
combos, all
key.
of those things that
can't
were
have that.
just
So let the bloody
completely
demonstration
delete
begin.
monsters, the javelin build, the staff build, they're more or less out of the game now. And instead, Sister fills the role of a damaging support class. So let's talk about what all they changed and what all it means. So first off, her primary passive is now Black Venom Blades. Melee attacks apply Black Venom, dealing damage and increasing damage taken by 12% to those enemies for 10 seconds.
Let's go.
This passive is really interesting because every enemy that you can melee attack once now takes 12% damage. And it's notable that this stacks with Witch and or Shrapnel and or all of those other 20% damage bonuses. So you can build a ton of just increased damage to the monster to burn it even faster with Sister, especially when combined with Shrapnel or Wind Hunt or whatever bonus damage happens to be running. And it's also notable, much later we'll mention something that allows this to stack with itself, which does increase this 12% damage bump to 24%. So things die really fast. But that will come later. For now, let's continue on to the passive. Authority's Delight now applies bleed when striking poison enemies instead of one critical strike. Well, Authority's was good. We didn't run it because, well, Isha's Bounty is insane. Speaking of, Isha's Bounty has been replaced with Briar's Malice. Casting Thornwake grants Carillion 2 critical strikes. So, for those of you who never actually played Sister and just got to see what it did, Isha's Bounty was the thing that made the delete builds possible, because you would let everyone cast their ults, cast your own ult twice, and then just explode something. Because you had, like, a stack of 16 critical hits, which is insanity. Now, you can only build up to 4, and that just doesn't do as much work as the old one. And we'll get to how they changed the ults in a minute, but also, the ult doesn't work the way you want it to anyway. And the level 20 talents have also changed. Bonded Spirit reduces the cooldown of Radiance by 50%. Taking damage sets the cooldown back 2 seconds. And Radiant Inheritance has also been changed. Consuming Radiance gives Carillion and nearby allies 15% power and 5% critical strike chance for 10 seconds. Bonded Spirit is just good if you want to be pumping out those ultimates, because reducing the amount of time it takes for Radiance to come back from 1 minute to 30 seconds is a lot of time. Cutting the cooldown of Radiance by half increases the amount of so much. And even though every tick of damage you take increases that cooldown, you're usually still going to be getting it out faster than if you're running Radiance or even the double. Speaking of Radiant Inheritance, Radiant Inheritance is still good, but it's much more a buff than the old one, which was just Sister is now a dude. And I do think this is for the better. Old Sister was not in a good place, because you should not have one class be able to outshine the rest of the party in raw damage. And while I think that it does make the game overall more difficult, I think that's a good thing, because the ability for a single character to completely wipe the floor with everything in a map is not a thing. This is a team game. The rest of the team needs to match that. Anyways, back to our actual demo. Level 25 has been replaced with Recursive Toxin. Black Venom can now stack 2 times. This does stack the 25% bonus damage, or the 12% bonus damage, leading your total bonus damage to 84%, which means you have the monster twice, and then have the DPS characters like Huntsman or Bounty Hunter go to town on them, because for the next 10 seconds, it's taking 24% bonus damage, and it's gonna die fast. Also, at level 25, Morale Hag's Duke Sight has been replaced with Lingering Black Venom. Critical strikes apply Black Venom to enemies near the target. This was actually a pretty decent range, and because it's a small dot that also applies damage taken from every spell, this is a really good horde range, especially when paired with the dual swords, where ranks 3 and 4 are quite often crits. But with that and Lingering Black Venom, you can just leave. And finally, all 3 of the ultimates got changed, and these changes actually all made it into the patch notes. First off, Iron Bark Thicket now has an increased win to the sword. I don't know anyone who actually loves Iron Bark Thicket. I'm sure there are people that swear by it, but I don't know. The wall is not, I think, the important thing. Blood Razor Thicket, this was our old thing, has been replaced with Angle Grab Thicket. Thorny Vines now erupt from Cerulean and travel towards the targeted area. Enemies hit are dragged towards it. We now have a way to push enemies to a location. And it's worth noting that most elites will not be pushed as far as normal hordes. So you can single out the Chaos Warrior or the Storm Vermin or the Mauler and push all of the chaff away to give your group time to kill them. This is, I think, the best support ultimate that she has, though it takes some getting used to, because sometimes you will just lock people in with the wall, and it won't work the way you want it to. And finally, Black Venom Thicket has been changed. Thorn Wake instead causes roots to burst from the ground, staggering enemies and applying Black Venom. While this acts like our old Blood Razor Thicket, it does not deal nearly as much, and it has a much wider area. This thing is mostly useful for the fact that it is a stagger, AO, and an AoE Black Venom application. It's still good at killing elites and monsters, but it's not as good as the old Blood Razor. All in all, these changes are genuinely lovely. I love the idea of Sister as this support DPS that's just constantly debuffing enemies, putting them where they need to go, limiting their access to the team, etc. And while you still have good damage, the new Authorities of Light comes to mind, and just stacking dots on dots on dots on everything nearby, you're not doing the insane burn, which means that the rest of your team is just playing the game, and you feel more like a citizen before. I think these changes are really good for the game and for the health of the class. And as far as the ults go, again, I don't think Iron Bark is good. Tangle Grass Thicket is really good at just making a panic button space. And Black Venom, well, good is not exactly as much as I thought it would be. I've run it a bit, but I don't like it. All in all, very good changes. Sister of the Thorn now feels like a true support elf. Wait, is she still an elf? I have no idea if she's still an elf. And Shade is an effective assassin, relying on flanking and movement to get behind enemies for really efficient turrets. And while Sister is no slouch for her damage, she's no longer upstaging Shade at her own game, which is always nice. Shade's back into its place where it fulfills this class fantasy of insta-killing unsuspecting enemies, which is a wonderful step forward when it really felt like she was starting to lack. I really do like these changes for both of you. Still probably Sister more than Shade. But that'll about do it for this week. I hope you all enjoyed. See you all next time. Until then, good luck, stay safe, and don't die.